are you doing? Good morning everyone, and welcome back to another video. I am out in the garden this morning and I have my cup of coffee, and I thought I would bring you around for a little walk through the flower farm to show you everything that is blooming right now. It is looking amazing and I'm actually going to do a harvest this afternoon. So before I picked all of the flowers, I wanted to show you just what it looks like because there's so much blooming, and yeah, just wanted to share all of the beautiful flowers with you. It is about 7 o'clock at the moment and it is such a beautiful, cool morning. I've been loving the mornings lately, and I try and get up and just either spend a little bit of time in the garden or do a garden walk around, or just have a little bit of a slower morning. And that's what I wanted to do this morning and just take you along with me. So make sure to grab a cup of tea or coffee or some other beverage for this video as we walk through the flower farm, and I'll share everything that's blooming. So I probably won't go through the cottage garden here just because I am including a lot of shots of this in like my weekly vlogs that I'm doing. So we'll talk through that in another video. I'll do just the flower farm for this one, but this is a little overlay. There's really not much that's too different from my previous videos. Again, our cucumber vine is just gone crazy and there's so many cucumbers in there that I need to harvest today. But I don't usually pick too much from here for the actual flower farm, except I have been picking quite a lot of rosemary, and I've been really enjoying adding this to bouquets and arrangements. And I also tend to have a lot of tomatoes that are popping up, just like volunteer tomatoes. I have some here. I've got some over near my compost pile up the back there. And I've actually just been using a lot of tomato leaves in the bouquets as well. So that's about all I've been picking from here for the actual bouquets, but there's lots of other things happening in here, lots of other food and herbs and greens that we're growing. And I'm slowly getting around to flipping some of these beds so that I can plant all of my cooler season crops in here. So I'm going to grab my coffee and we will walk down the back of the property where all of the other flower rows are. I'm also in love with this mug. I don't know if you can tell because I pretty much include it in all of my videos, and I'm always having my coffee out of it. It was a mug that Scott got me for Christmas. It's got like a little greenhouse and little tomatoes growing, a wheelbarrow, little kitty cats, a little robin on the gate, and this is my first Emma Bridgewater mug. The plan is to probably get quite a lot of these because I absolutely just love the shape and design. But yes, just had to do a bit of a mug appreciation moment because I love it so much. But turning you around, this is the first area of the flower farm that I am picking flowers from. And behind this little kind of hedgerow here is the bulk of the flowers. I have a lot of dahlias here. The first row here was all of the seeds that I started. So they're seedling dahlias. And then these ones are all started from tubers. So I knew what the flowers were going to be like. So starting with this row, some of the seedling dahlias I haven't loved that much, but some of them have been really cute. I do have quite a lot of other volunteer like Cosmos and volunteer zinnias in here as well, which I don't mind. I've really been liking these little dahlias that I started from seed. I just love how pronounced the front petals are. I think they just look really pretty, and the pop of yellow in the center really means that I can pair this really well with yellow. Speaking of yellow, I have some yellow seedling dahlias here. These are quite small and very cute, very petite. And they just don't really last too long though. You can kind of see I need to come and deadhead them. But I've been loving putting just like one or two in some arrangements. I haven't really been too much of a fan of the white dahlias. White dahlias all round, I just haven't really been loving. We have these little bugs. I don't really know what they're called. They're attracted to the white flowers with the yellow centers. So yeah, I've been struggling with quite a lot of bug damage from these. And I'm just not the biggest fan of these as white flowers. I prefer adding like feverfew in. Next are some other dahlias that I need to come a deadhead, but this one was started from seed, and I have a better photo of this. I'll try and include this, but I really like this one. It's very funky. It's got lots of little white flecks in the petals and looks really cool. So I'm thinking of saving this one. And this one here was another one which kind of has like a bit of an ombre effect, and I quite like it, but you can kind of see the stem is a bit weak, but I still might save the tuber and try it next year and see what it looks like. And then there's a few more here that are yet to open. I think this one is a white dahlia, and this one is as well. I've been liking this one, but again, the bugs have also been really liking it, so it's a bit difficult to grow. And then the other side, I've been having some issues with staking dahlias. I thought I was going to be onto it, but evidently I'm not. Some of the dahlias have fallen over before I could get to staking it, and I just haven't had the time to do that. So yeah, that one is not too happy. I've also been finding a lot of the stems of some of the dahlias are quite thin, and I think this is just due to me not having enough nutrients in the soil. So I would much rather have stems like this one here, which are nice and thick and strong and can actually support the flowers rather than really thin ones. So lesson learned, I just really need to feed the dahlias a lot more, giving them more food throughout the season. So liquid feeds like every second week or something like that. This one as well is probably one of my favorites. This is Bracken Polomino, I think that's how you say it. It looks a little bit more lighter in person rather than on camera. I might try and change my settings so you can see it a little better. I don't think that did anything, but it's looking a little bit more red on camera, but it is a pure orange flower, and unfortunately I need to deadhead this one because I need some of the other ones to come up because I'm not quite ready to harvest them yet. This is another favorite. This is Florally Angostura, and wow, this one is so beautiful. This is a little bit more closed, and this one here is much more open. I've been finding this one just looks amazing in bouquets. I'm definitely going to save tubers of this one and divide it as much as I can. The only thing, some are pink and then some are orange with pink little flecks in the flower. It's like half pink, half orange. It's definitely the same plant. It's got the same spikes coming off it, but yeah, it looks completely different. So I thought this was really cool. I mean, I love the color. It's definitely not very traditional, but yeah, I think it's really, really beautiful. And then there's a few other dahlias in here that aren't flowering, but I've gotten a good amount of flowers out of this little patch here. I have my coffee and we will go down the back here to the other flower area. Firstly, I've got to find a spot to pop my coffee. That'll do. So this is definitely a work in progress at the moment as we transition into the cooler crops. I'm kind of finishing up some of the beds, tarping them, dealing with weeds, and planning out what I would like for the cooler season. I actually ordered last night, very impromptu, but this is always what happens when I order my spring flowers. I ordered over 200 ranunculus and the same for anemones, and I got those from Garden Express. I usually just get a big pack of them, and usually the pack is about $45. I got it for $33, so hopefully it's still on sale when this video goes up and you get 100 different ranunculus of different colors. I'm not growing any of the Renaissance varieties of ranunculus this year. I say that now, but I may do more orders, but I don't think I will, just because they are ridiculously expensive in my opinion. Unless you are getting a lot of flowers and therefore spending like hundreds and hundreds of dollars, the corms are just not really worth it in my opinion as a small grower. I can't physically grow that much here, and so I am pretty limited on my space and how many I can actually fit in the flower farm. So as much as I would love to fill this with like Renaissance ranunculus, I just don't have the budget for it, because I don't go into debt with this flower farm. I try and just like cash flow everything. Any income I get is money that I pay myself and then put back into the business. So yes, that is the story on the ranunculus, and I'm very excited. I always have beautiful colors. Last year was not very great for ranunculus though, so I'm really hoping this year is better, because they are probably one of my favorite flowers to grow. But the anemones did really well last year, so I have ordered a few more of those because they were just so much better at dealing with disease. They didn't get diseased at all, really, and they looked amazing. They had really nice, strong stems. So yeah, I'm excited to grow them and have them back in my life. But let's do a little walk through all of these flowers. The first row you can see is no flowers in here yet. This is actually going to be mostly veggies that I will pop in here. Probably broccoli and cabbages, I think, or maybe some onions. Next row we have some pincushion flowers that have been beautiful, but to be completely honest, I don't think I love them. They don't last a long time in the vase. The petals kind of come off and make a bit of a mess. I love the look of them, and I love that they provide a little bit of that pop of color. This is my favorite color, and I love that the inside has just little like white or light pink flecks. But yeah, they're just not fantastic for arranging with, or at least how I've grown them. And I know I need to weed. I need to weed so much of this. It's going to be a very real garden tour, but yeah, I'm not a big fan, so I don't actually think I'll grow these again. Yeah, that's my experience on Scabiosa pincushion flowers. Got a few self-seeding cosmos, some queen lime zinnias. This was a succession. I've got some down the very back there, and then I planted another succession in the middle, and then another few here, because I was so scared that I was going to lose them all from powdery mildew. And then I have a few of the mazurkia, I think that's how you say it, the zinnias that have come out now. So these are the first time I've grown these, so I'm really liking these so far. Sorry about all the dog noise. I'm hoping it's not picking up too much on the microphone. There's nothing I can do about it, unfortunately. I have another succession of sunflowers planted here. They are teeny tiny right now, and then some more here that I'm going to harvest this afternoon. This is some that I haven't cleared yet. But I have some more of the radiant sunflowers. This one was just absolutely massive, and I wanted to save it because it just looked so pretty. So I might save the seeds of this one, but yeah, it's just like, this is my hand. It's massive. And then this is a really good size behind me, these radiant sunflowers. So they are all ready to harvest at different stages. Usually I will pick some that are fully open like this to see, for customers to see what they look like, and then others I'll pick like this. You can see they're just starting to lift off the center, and that's also a really good time to harvest them because then they will last a lot longer in the vase. I am starting to see a little bit of bug damage. This is the first time I'm seeing some damage on the sunflowers. I'm not too sure what that is, so I'll have to do some investigating. but most of them look okay. These are some lemon rush sunflowers that I've already harvested, and I have a little bit of status in this row. Not too much, but the plan is basically to do at least 3 rows, 2 to 3 rows of status down here. This is my way of dealing with weeds right now, is to cover and forget until they die back a little bit and I can dig them up. So yesterday I did some work down here, which will be in a weekly vlog, and I'll show you doing some work down here. But yes, I did cover this up because there's just too many weeds underneath there and it was just giving me too much anxiety, so I had to do something about it. And also this row just really needs some work and some maintenance. So yeah, there's not too much to show here except for a little bit of the status, a random bottle brush that I really need to take out. I don't need a tree in the flower farm, so that's got to go. And then yeah, just trying to deal with the weeds with cardboard. And then I have a kind of just like a mess of sea holly or eryngium that I'm actually going to take out of the flower farm area and divide and put them somewhere else because they have taken over. This is a perennial, and I've actually got one of the flower spikes that are flowering, but it's fallen over. It's a bit hard to see, but this is what it looks like. And I planted maybe like 3 in here, and it's just divided, and they have really quite deep tap roots as well, so they're really hardy. And yeah, this is going to be a mission to get these out, but I really wouldn't recommend planting this in your flower farm unless you have an area that is solely for perennials. I grow all annuals down here just to keep my life easier and for it to be the most productive as it can. And you can see these ones aren't flowering, so they're not really doing anything right now. They haven't flowered that much because they're focusing on dividing and just growing the plant. So yeah, I'm not going to do this again, I think. Up the back there, I do have another succession of lemon rush sunflowers, and then I have a whole row of straw flowers. These have been the workhorses of the year, of the season, basically. These have been so good for sales and creating bouquets. I have nothing but good things to say about straw flowers. The stems are getting a little bit short now, but they're still looking beautiful. And I've been using these in all my dried arrangements, dried Christmas baubles, fresh arrangements. I usually will do like a rainbow colour of mixed straw flowers with some status and some greenery, and it just looks amazing. They sell all the time, they just sell so well. And I am about to start another succession of these, so I'll probably take these out fairly soon just to give the bed a rest and then plant some more. But I will be very sad to say goodbye to these. They are still flowering, but when the plant has flowered and done a whole season, it just starts to get a little sad and doesn't produce as much as it did at the start. And like I said before, I need this space to be really productive and pumping out those stems. So yeah, that's why I'm going to sow some more and get another succession going. The next row, we have some zinnias all throughout here and a random cornflower that has just self-seeded itself from this plant that I didn't take out, but that's okay. The first few zinnias I have are the Cinderella zinnias, and these are a lot shorter than I thought they were going to be. I can't remember, but I think it was Phaedra from Phaedra Gardeness talking about her Cinderella zinnias. Correct me, Phaedra, if I'm totally wrong, but I think she was also saying they're a little bit short, and like that's the little flower that's about to come out, and that is the length of the plant right now. So I'm hoping they get a bit longer, but I was really excited for these because they are such little cute flowers, but I need the stems to be strong for me to actually use them in bouquets. What I am loving though is all of the other lime coloured zinnias that I have and the Benary's Giant varieties. So these are some of the lime coloured Benary's Giants that I have. Just the flower is so beautiful, my favorite color. And I have quite a few of the green stems now, which the bouquets are going to look so good. And then I've got a few other random colors that have popped up. But when you put lime, like this color, and this light pink or a purple together, it looks absolutely wonderful. So I kind of want like a whole row of this next year. Yeah, these are the Queen Lime, I think. Or maybe they're just Queen Lime. I'm so bad at names, but these are in the Queen Lime series, and these are also stunning. So that is that row there. I've got so many coming, which is so good to see. Random veggies, bok choy, because I used worm castings down here. And then a few others, like we've got some more of the wine colour. And this deep purple as well. So that is that row, and then this is what I did yesterday. I prepped all of this bed ready to plant another succession of sunflowers. I'm just going to keep going with the sunflowers because they don't mind a little bit of cold. They can actually handle some light frost as well, so you can kind of see the flower farm is sloped, so the colder air comes down here and hits around here. So I'm hoping they do okay in this spot because I know this is a little bit on the colder side. The zinnias won't like that, and they'll be probably the first ones to go down there. But before we get there, I will show you some of the dahlias that are blooming. You'll have to forgive me because I just can't remember all of the names of these, and I don't have all my labels sorted. That is a job for the week for me to come and label all of these so that when I pull up the tubers, I actually know what they are. We've got this beautiful pink one. It kind of looks like a waratah at the moment, but that'll open up a lot more and be nice and beautiful. We have a nice, we've got like a blush white. Again, I don't like whites. Too much bug damage, and I'm just not really a fan. I'm not doing like wedding flowers or anything like that. I find white doesn't do the best with market bouquets, so I'm trying to steer away from that next season. I've cut a lot of these. These are all little pom-pom and ball dahlias. And then my pink shows are coming back. These are my workhorses of this area. I saved all of these tubers last year, and yeah, I'm so glad I did because these are so healthy and I have had so many stems of these. This one's a little bit damaged, but we have quite a few more on their way that are coming out. Again, you can kind of see how thin some of the stems are. I need to come through and just give these a fertilize probably today while they're all budding up. Probably just with some like worm casting fertilizer, just the liquid from the worm farm. I will dilute that in water and come and feed these. And then we have a few Ned Kellys. This one hasn't actually opened properly. I don't know what happened there. These are actually getting more purple as the season goes on. They start out a little bit more maroon. Even this one is a little bit more purple than it was at the start of the season. At least that's been my experience with these. Let me know if yours have done otherwise. But yeah, that's the other dahlia patches that I have. A very overgrown Sweet William row that I'm pretty sure you would have heard me talk about so many times that, oh yeah, I was just going to come and weed it and take care of it. I haven't done that. And I haven't tied up my raspberries, so they're probably sending up runners, and yeah, so I've got some jobs to do down here. Finally, this is the zinnia patch, and these have also been the workhorses of the season. I was originally a little gutted that I didn't plant more queen limes. I pretty much lost the whole tray that I had because I didn't water it one day, and yeah, when you don't water things, you don't get flowers. It is completely fine though because I have been loving these anyway, and I think the bright colours have just been really attracting people at the market stall. I find bright and cheery does best at the markets. You are kind of catering for different people rather than like, you know, if you were doing a wedding or something like that. I mean, some weddings are very bright and colourful, but I find market bouquets, you tend to do better when the flowers are really big and bright and cheery, which is exactly what these zinnias are. We have so many of the corals that are ready to harvest, and these weren't my favourite at the start, but I've come to really like them. I'm so sorry about the dog in the background. I thought I woke up early enough, but I didn't. The next ones are this beautiful deep pink, and I think these are my favourites. These and the Queen Lime and the Bennery's Giant Lime. Yeah, they're just absolutely stunning. So I've been loving these ones. I don't know how many times I've said that I've been loving these ones in this video, because I love so many of these flowers. The yellows have also been doing really well, and they fill in the yellow colour that I need with bouquets when I don't have sunflowers. So yeah, these have been great. And then we have more of a red wine colour, which is another personal favourite. I don't usually love red flowers unless it's more maroon colour, and then I love them. So yeah, these ones have been doing really well. And then in the last rows I have some more, kind of a little bit more hot pink with a bit of purple undertones. And yeah, I love when it's kind of like a really full fluffy bloom like this one. They either bloom like this or a little bit more like that, or more single blooms. And then I've got some deep orange as well, which look really nice with the purples in contrast. And yeah, have also been pretty popular. The last two rows down here, I've got some feverfew that I'm not going to walk in because we have a bit of a tick problem right now. I think because we have a lot of bandicoots around, I think they might be carrying some ticks, and the other day I had about 20 on myself, so I try and avoid areas with longer grass, so I need to come through and just tidy that up, because yeah, I'm not interested in small little ticks. I don't know who is, really. That's really been the only downside at the moment, is just dealing with a lot of the bugs in the garden, in terms of bugs that I don't like. Yeah, the ticks have just been so bad, and I don't know if you have any prevention remedies or strategies or anything like that, but I would love to know. I have been using lavender, and unfortunately just have to use DEET as well to deal with them, because they have been so bad. I think just after all of the rain that we've had and the warmer weather, they just have loved that apparently. But yeah, they're the really, really small ones. They're almost like minuscule, but they really get you. And yeah, it's not a fun time. So that is about it for the flower farm tour at the start of March. I really hope you enjoyed. I'm going to try and get this video up this weekend so you can kind of see it more real time. And this was really good for me to also document what this looks like at this time, because it's a real transition time, and I'm going to be ripping up a lot of these plants, unfortunately, and planting them with new ones. I feel like I've really got my gardening drive back when I do have like these cooler mornings and cooler days where I'm so much more happy in the garden, and I feel so much more inspired to be outside. And I suppose we are coming into my favourite time of the year to grow flowers, because we're growing all of the ranunculus and anemones and stock flower and snapdragons, which are all like my favourite flowers. So thank you so much for joining me on my little morning garden walk. I'm going to go grab my coffee and just enjoy some nice, peaceful, quiet time in the garden. If you've got any questions on the flower farm or any of the flowers that I might have missed, please do let me know and I will answer them in the comment section. If you did like this video, make sure to give it a like and subscribe for lots more garden and flower farm content. It really does help my channel out, and is completely free for you, but it does help me to run this channel and also just see what videos that you enjoy as well. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you're having a lovely day wherever you are in the world. And until my next one, happy gardening everyone. Bye.